Today's show is brought to you by Audible.com. There is over 100,000 audiobook titles to choose from for your iPhone, iPad, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Get your free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/tanked. Welcome to Tanked Radio.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Hello and welcome to Tanked episode 252 for Wednesday, May 29th, 2013. I'm Scott Considine.
I'm Eric Marsh.
I'm Amy Bradley.
We did it again.
This week and every week, will take you through a wrap of tech news, offbeat news, video game movie reviews, and anything else we want to talk about.
Your last guest host.
You're last.
That's the fourth time in a row we've done that.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. We need to talk about it in advance, and we never do.
She gets excited.
I know.
Still.
So yes, we do have Rick on, and yes, we do have Amy on for the second week in a row. Yay! What's going on, Amy?
Not much. Drinking my sorrows away.
Yeah, we just got done watching the Wings game. We'll get into that. We have to talk about it. But first, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. And if you want to chat with us live, go to Spreaker.com, look up Tanked Radio, and you can jump in and chat. Simple as that. Let's do drinks. Aaron,
Nothing.
you're drinking something, aren't you?
No.
Why?
Because I played golf all day with resident homie Nate.
You were pre-drinking today.
I pre-drank drunk, and now I'm sober again, and I don't read drunk after sober.
Okay. Well, we did have a couple of really harsh weeks, so
Yay!
yeah. All right. I'll
You'll allow it?
yeah.
Good,
get out of
good.
jail free card right there. Amy, you've been drinking.
Oh, I have.
What are you drinking?
Right now I'm drinking summer shandy. I switched from cherry vodka and Coke to summer shandy.
I thought you were drinking the Sam Adams porch knocker. What the hell is that? What's it
The
called?
porch monkey? No.
That's
No.
not very
It's
nice.
porch rocker.
Oh.
It's a shandy as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a subtle difference.
Yeah.
Just a
little bit.
subtle.
I was introduced to it by that name.
Were you?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, I tried the Sam Adams porch rocker, and it was okay. I don't think it was as good as the Line and Kugel's summer shandy, but it's a close second. And in the meantime, I'm drinking Bell's Oberon, which is a tanked favorite, I would say.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know, I hate shandies.
I'm not enjoying them.
Yeah. It's nothing against you. Drink what you want to drink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have a good time.
Personal preference.
But I haven't been able to get into them pretty much ever.
My ego's a little bruised right now. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it have anything to do with me or the Blackhawks mostly?
A little bit of both. You just poured salt in a wound, that's for
Yes.
sure.
I did not.
We are getting a bit of a late start because, as you may or may not have heard, well, it's kind of after the fact now, but Wings were playing the Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks, Game 7, and it went into OT, and we lost. Wings lost.
I knew that the most dangerous point of the overtime was like the first minute.
First 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, because all the main goals that had happened were like right after a period, like right when they came back to play, like the first 30 seconds.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't even think we were going to go into the
agreed.
playoffs, you know? So
Agreed.
to make it this far, I'm happy with it. It's a young team. They did great.
Oh,
They weren't even supposed to make the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
they had to win their last 4 games to get in. Then they go against the number 2 offensive team in Anaheim and somehow knock them off. And then they take, granted, they had a 3-1 series lead against the number 1 team in the West, but they take them to a 7th game and lose in overtime. I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm sad. I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh, agreed.
I mean, they're not Chicago. I honestly, if you'd asked me a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when the series started, how many games the Red Wings are going to win, I would have told you none. Chicago's going to sweep them. And then when they win 2, I was like, you'd have lost so much. I'd have lost so much money. And if I'd have bet that they were going to go to Game 7, I'd have bet you $1 million they would not have played a 7th game.
Yeah. Agreed. I agree.
So, I'm bummed, and I'm just bummed. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pleased.
Okay, so Amy and I were talking a little bit about this. I follow hockey when it counts, I guess. I'm familiar with it, but how many teams are playing I thought it was just the Kings that they won their game against San Jose last night.
Yep.
And I thought it was just the Blackhawks and Red Wings, and whoever won, they went to the finals. There's a whole other set of teams, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and they go to the Western Conference Finals. And over in the Eastern Conference, you've still got the Pittsburgh Penguins with their captain, the crybaby cuntbag bitch Crosby, and then the Boston Bruins. So right now I'm a huge Boston Bruins fan because I think Crosby's a little cunt, and I hope he doesn't get another Stanley Cup because he's a little bitch.
Tell us how you really feel.
He's the biggest crybaby in the league. He's like LeBron James of basketball. You look at him and he starts crying. Why are you getting a penalty? He touched me. My pussy's got sand in it. I fucking hate him. Hate the fact that he has the Stanley Cup, and I hate the fact that he beat Detroit to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit foggy on how you feel.
I think the Kings look really good. I think they might do it again.
If the LA King, they're playoff built. That team is built for the playoffs. Yeah. They did it last year as an 8 seed, and now, granted, Chicago's tough, and Chicago's going to be tough for them to beat, but if they get to the finals again, I wouldn't bet against the LA Kings.
Chicago's tough, but, Detroit held their own against them. I think Detroit played better in the playoffs than they played all season. Yeah. And Chicago didn't play as well as they could have.
Yeah.
Chicago did what Detroit usually does. They get off to this great start. They lock a playoff spot really early, and then they start to coast. And then when they get into the playoffs, all of a sudden they've been on coast mode for 2 months, and now they have to play again, and you have to wake up.
Yeah, but isn't Chicago...
it's tough.
Aren't they a fairly young team also?
Is Chicago?
Yeah.
They got a lot more veteran players. They've got a lot of guys from their Stanley Cup team a couple years ago. So they've got guys that have been there, done that. You look at Detroit. Yeah, Detroit's got a handful of guys that have been there and done that, but they also have a lot of young guys.
They do.
Brendan Smith. I don't know how that kid played tonight after his horrendous performance in Game 6.
Right.
That kid has tremendous upside.
Mm-hmm.
So I could talk this all night, so we might want to move on.
Yeah, this isn't a hockey podcast, so we should probably continue. Maybe next year. They had a good run this year, though.
They moved to the Eastern Conference next year, so a lot less travel, which could be huge for that team.
Yeah, Rick is like the resident hockey expert. So we're in the Western Conference Finals, Western Conference, which does not make any sense geographically. Is this from the original 6 teams? Is this like the location wise?
No, it's just from the way the league had been broken down at one point. So when they made those, I don't remember. But, so next year, Detroit and Columbus move to the East. Winnipeg moves to the West, which is where they belong. And then Detroit gets in a whole new division, a new conference, a new everything. And it really puts them in a driver's seat to be able to make the playoffs for a lot of years. Although this is supposed to make making the playoffs harder for some teams. I don't see it, but...
because now they got to play us.
It just made no sense that we're in the West. We're not in the West.
Come on, 3-hour flights all the time. That's great.
Even when they say Michigan, that state in the Midwest.
Well, that was the big thing.
We're not in the middle, and we're not West.
The year that we lost to the Devils in the finals in the shortened season, they did a number comparison. The Devils never left the Eastern time zone. Never, not one time. The Red Wings, even in a shortened season, had 107 different time changes based on all the games they had to go to. So when you think about how much travel that is, it's a lot different. So the goal with this realignment next year is to make teams have to travel those time zones less.
All right, fair enough.
It's for everybody. It's every team in the league should benefit in terms of less hours traveled by this arrangement.
All right. Well, God, I knew he'd have the answers. Thanks, Rick. What did you guys do for Memorial Day? We just had Memorial Day Monday here in the States. And Aaron, Rick, did you do anything?
Did I?
Yeah.
What did we do Memorial Day? Not really anything. I had some work stuff to get done to catch up from when I was in Oklahoma last week. So, just kind of came back and got caught up and tried to keep it simple, and had a couple hot dogs for my Memorial Day, and
Well, okay. Well, why don't you go over how your experience was and more Oklahoma, since you were not on the show last week and you were out there. Tell us how that went.
Very sobering and very scary / amazing to see a town literally decimated. To be driving down the road and see houses, and then all of a sudden they're just gone. Mm-hmm. And then there's a row of houses that are there, and then houses are gone again. It's just, there's no words for it. It's pretty just awe-inspiring and amazing. And then to see just random people coming to town to try to help, and just random people doing things to help was pretty awesome. And it reminds me of why I don't want to shoot news on a regular basis, because it's pretty horrific. But
yeah, I don't blame you. That's one thing I would not want to do, is either be the reporter or the camera guy on the ground in the field kind of a thing.
Yeah, and I have done that stuff before, and I've I've never done something to that magnitude, and it's pretty crazy. And it was it was unbelievable, and it's just hard to explain. I really can't even. I don't have any words for it. That's the best way I can say it.
You gonna need a counselor or anything now?
I wouldn't.
He can chopper you out.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything like that. But I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I bet. I really can't even imagine.
Either could I until I was there, and I stayed most of the time in the live truck. I really didn't want to. I didn't want to get out and walk around. So it's like once we did it, we did. I kind of tried to stay in the live truck just because I didn't want to see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, hopefully, you have some good times here in the next couple of weeks, and to, get you out of that whole mindset. Because I can't imagine. Honestly. So, hopefully we cheer you up a little bit. You do sound a little down. I mean, aside from the game that just happened. But.
Too many bad things.
I do want to say that we are going to do a spoiler zone at the end of this show, which is new and suggested by one of our listeners, and actually a few of them. And we're actually going to be talking about Star Trek Into Darkness. We've all seen it. It's been out for a couple weeks now. It's on its, third week out now. So pretty much everyone that wanted to see it has probably already seen it. But just to be sure, we're going to do this at the end of our normal show. So instead of like an after-hour show that we sometimes do, it's going to be the spoiler zone. So if you have not seen the movie and plan on seeing the movie, tune out after the show normally ends. I'm just warning you, that is your fair warning. Don't come crying to me when you're like, I didn't know. You gave all the spoilers away. That's on you. Right, Aaron?
Yeah, we just told you.
Send us an email, and we won't read it.
Yeah. We'll direct it right to our spam box or brick wall.
Boom.
All right. Should we get into some booze news?
Yeah, sure.
All right, here we go. Budweiser hits back at sales dip with new bow tie shaped can.
Gay.
Oh God! But okay. Here's the thing. Budweiser's new bow tie shaped can goes on sale next month, which Anheuser-Busch hopefully will revive their flagging sales. The beer company, which was hit by a 2.3% dip in sales last quarter, which will unveil the quirky dented middle can, supposedly on May 6th. So that was a little while ago, but I still have not seen them. So it takes a little while to get through the distribution.
A bottle has never made me go, I gotta buy that crappy beer.
I know. I don't get it. And their whole reason behind this is one of the CEOs or one of the guys on the higher up in the chain, and we're like, we focus a lot more on like trying to actually like improve the product, and we really lack in the packaging department. Like, no,
cans and bottles.
You haven't improved this fishy, tasty beer in like 60 years, and all you do is come out with new bottles, like the platinum bottle. That's all you do is the packaging. This is yet another thing in packaging.
No.
Well, I guess my thought is, like, Miller Lite came out with however it is that you do on the can, where you have the little hole that you punch open, and it's supposed to make the beer taste better. Okay, if you're going to redesign the can, make the beer taste better. Like, tell me why a bow tie fixes the taste of the beer.
The sad thing is they actually think that this may appeal to younger drinkers and improve their